wow.
Look at the view.
John and Barbara are leaving it all behind for a sense of community and belonging in Calitri, Italy.
Everybody there is so close-knit and everybody there is family. I'm a little bit sad about getting rid of all my stuff, but if I'm gonna trade that off for happiness, there's no question.
In this tiny medieval hamlet, homes can be had on the cheap
The budget is $60,000.
for anyone willing to do a little renovation.
Anything we purchase is going to require some changes.
But Barbara's dreams of a country home
We could just finish it ourselves.
We?
J-O-H-N, we.
don't match John's desire to live in the city.
Wow, this is a real man's cave. You should see this, Barbara.
John really likes those grottos. I don't want to live in a cave.
I do not want to cut any more grass anymore. I would prefer to go to the market to buy my vegetables.
Is there anything that you thought was, oh my God, I just really love that?
I am gonna miss this, John. It's pretty.
Yeah, me too.
I'm originally from South Florida,
I am also originally from South Florida.
and now we live in Evergreen, Colorado.
But look at Montevecchio. We'll have that lake too, you know?
Family is big to us, so this would be my mother.
Make sure you spell her name right.
First, we went to Scotland to see John's family. So then John said, let's go to Italy to see your mom's side of the family and where they came from. I was like, yeah, you know, I know the name of the town, and I remember my grandma talking about it. So we went down there, and the first time we were there, he just fell in love with it.
I think it's because of them just accepting perfect strangers.
And this is my great-grandmother from Calitri. This is her first daughter. That's my grandma.
While much of the inventory in Calitri is in need of at least some renovation, the affordability of homes makes it too good an opportunity to pass up.
I just fell in love with everything over there and how old everything is. So we knew eventually we were going to end up retiring somewhere in Europe. We just didn't think it would be this soon. I'm the seller of the house, and the broker also. So this is my own personal home that we're selling. We accepted an offer on the house, but it's not what we were planning on. So we were thinking we were going to have a lot more money to play with. We're just going to have to budget a little bit when we get over there. We have sausage and peppers if you want something hot. We're going from 2 incomes here to no incomes in Italy. So it's a big adjustment, it's a big risk, but you know, it's Calitri. Our grandparents came to America with absolutely nothing and made something for themselves. So we're kind of doing the same thing, but in reverse. We're going back there to try to make a difference.
Calitri is a small town in the Campania region of southern Italy with less than 4,000 inhabitants. The Borgo is the medieval part of the town, built between 1000 and 1500. A damaging earthquake in 1980 caused much of the Borgo to be abandoned, which has resulted in an influx of expats coming to restore the town and enjoy the low cost of living.
There are 3 different types of homes in Calitri. One is the cave or the grotto home. In the Borgo, there are newer homes built in the 1980s, and then there are single-family homes, freestanding building on a little bit of land. John really likes those grottos. I don't want to live in a cave. I'd rather have a little bit of land.
What are you ready to look at?
At least 2 bedrooms and at least 2 bathrooms, if possible. My most important item is space. I'm looking for a little house in the countryside, something move-in ready, with a little bit of land and a large terrace.
Barbara's more concerned with a little piece of property with a house on it. I'm looking more towards a little city life, maybe in the Borgo, something that could require little renovation if it had the character of Calitri. I do not want to cut any more grass anymore. I would prefer to go to the market to buy my vegetables. And yes, walk down and get a gelato in the evening. That would make me very happy.
Which is your final budget?
Our budget is $100,000.
Okay, it could work.
I understand the difficulty it could be when I want one thing and he wants another. So we're willing to work on things. So I know you'll find us something that we could both
Compromise on? Yes, I think so.
Barbara is asking me for a property with land or at least a little bit of garden. The thing that is impossible to find in the Borgo area where John would prefer to live. So this would be a little bit tricky for me, but I'm sure I could find something for them. I'm taking Barbara and John to this property first because it is in the Borgo area, very close to the center of the town. They would love the cave and there is a gorgeous view. We are going to look at a property that is quite big, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, needs some renovation. The price is $87,000, partially renovated with a beautiful view and a balcony that faces on the valley. Of course, it needs to be plenty furnished.
Okay.
Last few steps. This is the front wall, so please come inside.
Wow, look at the archway.
Very nice.
I like it.
Come to have a look to the terrace.
Oh, wow.
Look at the view.
That's beautiful.
Do we have any neighbors?
There is a neighbor just behind you. Another one is very close to here. During the summertime, it becomes very alive.
Well, that's nice that it's still busy.
You will not feel alone here.
I've lived in the swamps of Florida and the mountains of Colorado my whole life. I'm ready to live in the city. I think it's very important that I get to know the people of the community.
You would just prefer to live here in the Borgo. The history, the architecture. It's John.
This is the master bedroom.
Wow, look at that ceiling.
There is space for a bed. There's this beautiful small private balcony that faces on the green and the sun.
Beautiful.
This is what I prefer.
I can show to you now the kitchen.
Okay. Oh, look how different this ceiling is.
All different parts of the house has different shape and ceilings. It's everywhere this way.
Okay.
The real charming and characteristic part of this property, just right there. So this is the cave.
Oh, it's nice and cool in here.
What was this place used for?
This was used in the past for poorest family just to live in, or just to hang cheese, store wine. But the poorest family were living in caves like this.
Wow.
I like it.
Oh, you would. If it was up to John, what type of house we would be living in, probably a little bit smaller than this one, but he loves the caves. I still want my property.
Here, there's the bathroom.
So this is the only bathroom in the house then?
Unfortunately, this property has only 1 bathroom.
$87,000 is in our price range, but there's still a little bit of work to be done, and I'm concerned about the cost.
The caves and that, I think I could make use of that one way or another.
The view was just phenomenal. It was beautiful. I could see waking up to that every morning. It did have only the 1 bathroom. I really prefer to have 2 bathrooms because we do a lot of entertaining and we're hoping to have a lot of friends and family come visit. So it would be nice to have the second, even if it's just a toilet, but it would be nice to have a 2nd bathroom.
Please, come in.
Wow, this is big.
So you can see there are vaulted ceilings on this ground floor.
More space in the Borgo means living closer to the neighbors.
So anywhere in the Borgo is going to be a little bit noisier.
I can accept that.
Here is the museum I told you about. It tells about the history of people living here in the last couple of centuries.
John and Barbara left Colorado suddenly to take advantage of low prices and embrace a tight-knit community in Calitri, Italy. But they're split over what type of home to live in.
My most important item is space in the house so that we can entertain friends.
We'll find a big cave. I was always a history buff as a kid. I still have that in my blood. And looking back how people used to live, the cave absolutely is pure history. Who carved those dwellings out? How did they do that? Nobody had modern type excavating equipment. They did all that with a pick and a shovel.
You can see all the family was living together in 1 room. Here is the table where they were all sitting, eating in the same dish, because they were really poor.
But it made for a very close-knit family.
This is the base of our strong sense of community. Right, the family.
See, there is something to the cave living.
And House 1 backed up John's opinions.
Wow, this is a real man's cave. You should see this, Barbara. When I look at those caves, I can see that there's a lot of potential for projects and crafts and just generally to take up some of my time.
And although it had spectacular views,
It did have only the 1 bathroom. I really prefer to have 2 bathrooms because we do a lot of entertaining and we're hoping to have a lot of friends and family come visit. I would rather live
live in the country and John would rather be in the Borgo. I would rather have some room to roam inside the house because we're both going to be home most of the time.
With House 2, Emma tries to give Barbara more space without taking John out of the Borgo.
This property would be a good compromise for Barbara and John. There are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms in need of a little bit of renovations, but basically it's ready to move in. So we are going to see another property here in the Borgo area. This is quite big. It's a cave floor and an upstairs with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a little bit of view.
What's the price on this one?
It is $80,000.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Does it need any renovations?
It is quite ready to live in. All the utilities are connected, the wirings and the plumbing and everything.
Okay.
This is the main entrance.
This looks interesting.
So we can go in.
Okay.
This is the entry room
Oh,
of
this
the
is great.
property. It was used as a carpenter shop.
So all the tools come with it.
Yes, there's no way to keep that away because are so heavy.
That's a pretty good bonus.
What's running through my head when we first go into this property is I would like to somehow make it more of a private entrance, maybe put up a big wall between the front door and the workshop itself.
Please.
Very nice.
Would this be like a dining room? I see the kitchen's right close by.
Exactly. Furniture comes with the property.
Okay.
The room is in need of a few renovations and updating, but overall it's in pretty good shape.
The view's not that bad, really, from here. It's a little bit obstructed, but it's still a pretty view.
Yeah, you're right. The other one is a little nicer.
I agree.
Here, there's the access to the master bedroom. Again, we have a balcony here.
And you said all the furniture is included.
Yes, all this.
Well, that's helpful.
Well, the view is nice, but I can hear the noisy neighbors. Is that going to be every day?
Of course, there's a few families living around here.
So anywhere in the Borgo is going to be a little bit noisier.
I can accept that.
Oh, it's really big, and it needs some renovation as well.
Yes. But it does have a big tub.
That is a very long tub. The 3 bedrooms was really nice to have. It's that floor plan that I'm not real crazy about, walking through one bedroom to the other. But the view was nice. It's a little obstructed.
But it was still in the Borgo, which is appealing to me.
Yeah, but for me, the noise of the neighbors is not such a desirable factor. Emma has done such a great job with what John wanted, but I can't wait to see what she's got for me in the countryside.
So here we are. This is the property in the countryside for you, Barbara.
Barbara will do anything for the country home of her dreams, even if it means John gets stuck with the renovation.
We could just finish it ourselves.
We?
John, we.
We found something interesting.
Good. Yay! The first time we went to Calitri, we sent letters back and forth, and actually one of the guys who worked in the Comune, which is like the city hall, spoke a little English. He says, yeah, when you come, we'll help you find all the records for your grandparents.
1854.
1854. He was 26 years old when he had the baby.
But connecting with Barbara's roots has been much easier than deciding where to put down their own.
This is the original cave. We found caves like this all around the Borgo area. In the past, the poorest family were living in caves like this.
I know it's going to be impossible to get John past these caves. Oh, wow.
Look at the view. Beautiful. I've lived in the country my whole life, and right now I'm ready to be in the city life. I want to walk to things. I want to meet people.
House 2 delivered more space, but left John and Barbara feeling a bit too acquainted with their potential neighbors.
Is that going to be every day?
Of course, there's a few families living around here.
So anywhere in the Borgo is going to be a little bit noisier.
I can accept that.
The obstructed view, the noisy neighbors, I'm not sure that that's really the front runner at this point. I'd really like to see something in the countryside.
It was strange for that period. I have an older wife.
Well, maybe that's who I take after them because I'm 4 years older than John.
What a coincidence.
There's a connection.
Yeah.
With House 3, Emma brings Barbara to the country, but it could mean more work than John is willing to do.
So this is the property in the countryside, as you can see. The price is $60,000. Of course, in need of renovation, except the ground floor that is partially already been restored.
Okay.
The steps are in need of renovation to get the access.
But we've done this before, so it's, you know.
It's nothing
Good.
we can't handle.
Right.
Very good. So here we are in the entrance room of the property, and I have something to show to you, Barbara.
Wow. Breathtaking.
Very nice view.
Nice and quiet.
It looks like a lot of work.
But we've done this before, John. For the $40,000 left over in the budget, we can hire people to do stuff. And when that money's depleted, we could just finish it ourselves.
We?
Yeah, John, we.
Okay.
Okay.
I've done major renovations, but this might be a little bit more than what I'm willing to undertake.
Here is the kitchen. You recognize from the tiles on the walls.
Yes.
Looks like it needs a few roofing repairs also.
Here is the bathroom, also the washing machine connection,
Oh, okay.
the bathtub,
It looks like it's in good condition.
Good.
and here is the bedroom.
Very nice size.
I like that the rooms are all nice and bright. There's a lot of natural light coming in, and I really like that the floor is continuous. You know, it's the same.
Yes, not different tiles in each room.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Well, I hope he's thinking that it's not such a big undertaking after all, and I hope he's thinking happy wife, happy life.
So you see here is very different from the other level. It is in total need
Barbara.
of renovation. Yes, Barbara, sorry. You cannot go upstairs because of insurance reason. There is no railing, could be dangerous. I can describe you.
I understand.
There will be space for 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and an entrance room. Each room will have a balcony or at least a window.
Good, I like that. I'm willing to sacrifice move-in ready to be in this location. I do love this view out here. I think that's the selling point of the house. The main floor is livable. I mean, we could always do the upstairs, you know, as we go along.
You do have your view of the country,
And it's quiet.
but it looks like there's a lot of rehabilitation to the house. Structurally, there may be problems, but I know you like the country.
So is there anything that you thought was, oh my God, I just really love that?
Barbara and John really want 2 different things, so I really want to know who will win at the end.
Come on, John, don't you want to live in the countryside? Look how beautiful that is.
But if we lived in the Borgo, you would have this view still, and you wouldn't have the work and the upkeep of living in the country.
Take a look at our most memorable houses around the world, then share your thoughts. Online now at hgtv.com/househuntersinternational.
So what do you think about this place? It's amazing. It's been here for so many years.
It is, and it's still standing.
John and Barbara have come to Calitri, Italy, where low-cost properties come with at least some renovation. And they've not been able to agree on location or exactly how much work they're willing to do.
So what do you think of the choices that we have so far?
The cave house had beautiful views.
I agree.
And it did have the cave for you.
Wow, this is a real man's cave. You should see this, Barbara. The caves really interested me, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that are still hidden in the caves.
I know you love the caves, but those caves really need a lot of work.
Anything we purchase is going to require some changes and some upgrades, so we just have to figure what's best for us.
Okay, so then the second
The
house.
second house is move-in ready, but there's issues there that I really don't want to have to tackle.
Yeah, the neighbors especially. Is that going to be every day?
Of course, there's a few families living around here.
So anywhere in the Borgo is going to be a little bit noisier.
I can accept that. It had a nice workshop in the cave effect. It had 2 bathrooms, which you were hopeful for.
Oh, it's really big. So then the house in the countryside, you know that's where I want to be.
Well, it was pretty isolated.
The land around is about 3,000 square meters.
It is a distance from everything we're going to have to deal with on a daily basis. There's no leaving here and driving and getting a gallon of milk and coming back in 5 minutes.
It needs renovations, but the whole first floor is livable, and it had that beautiful terrace. Wow.
Very nice view. I understand you think that having it at a lower price will have a lot of money to put into it, but I think that once we get estimates on that, we're not going to have that much leeway on trying to restore that home.
Which one did you like the least?
I would say the move-in ready, the second one we looked in the Borgo.
Me too. I don't think I could put up with that noise.
Yeah, it was a little loud.
So that one's out. Good, I agree.
Okay.
Come on, John, don't you want to live in the countryside? Look how beautiful that is.
But if we lived in the Borgo, you would have this view still, and you wouldn't have the work and the upkeep of living in the country.
But John, the countryside, it's so peaceful out there. It's so quiet. And we can live on that first floor and we can do that second floor. Although we didn't see it, Emma said that there were bedrooms up there and another bath.
We didn't get a chance to see it. We don't know what kind of work is involved in that. And are you up for that? And besides, I did not want to have to do any more yard work if I could avoid that. If we live in the Borgo, we can just walk down for a cup of coffee. You'll have friends there besides me.
We did decide to move here for community and family and to be close to others and making life easier for ourselves. And living in the country, it's not easy and it's not for everybody. So I can live with you in the Borgo.
I just think we'll have a lot more friends here.
Okay, we'll take the cave house. You
Great,
won.
Great, thank you.
Come on, Baba. Yay, Baba. Easy, good boy. Our new home is working out really great. Our furniture hasn't arrived just yet. It's on a ship somewhere in the ocean. We hope it should be here soon, but the neighbors have lent us furniture and pots and pans and everything, so we should be doing pretty well until everything gets here.
My favorite part of the house is looking out the window and seeing that landscape every single morning. We get part of the country and part of the city on every view.
That's good for now.
You'll probably move them, but that's where I'm putting it.
That's okay. It's hard to choose just one thing that we like. The view, the layout of the house, the fact that we can do a lot of walking.
Because the Italian cuisine is so good, we need to walk all the time.
Ciao, Rosario. Life in Calitri is everything we've hoped it to be and more. Everybody here has embraced us, and they're so friendly and so warm and kind and helpful with everything. We just feel part of the community now.
Dammi il secchio così prendo l'altra terra.
We're also learning a lot about the area with help from our neighbors.
They're only open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
We were very surprised to find out our neighbors right next door were Americans. They've helped us transition into the life in Calitri very well.
We'll have to give you some pointers of different restaurants to go to that we've found in the area.
As much as I wanted to live in the countryside, I'm not disappointed at all in our decision to be here in the Borgo. We would never have made so many friends so quickly had we been out in the country. Sun's going down.
There's absolutely nothing like sitting out on the porch and looking at that view and realizing we're both in Italy and enjoying it with each other.